Hi, everyone. Welcome to a scorching hot, short attention span webinar. Kelly, can you hear the air conditioner in my background?
I can hear mine. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's working overtime here.
Ordinarily, I turn it off for these things, but I'm not doing that this time.
No, don't.
Not a chance. So today we're going to talk about failing miserably, which of course in Bill and Kelly speak does not mean how to fail miserably, but we wanted to give you the recipe for success. And Kelly, when someone calls you and says, "I'm struggling, I'm failing," do you run them through a checklist? Do you
Absolutely.
say, "Try this"? Okay, what's your checklist? Before I show you mine, what's yours?
I ask them if they have a good picture of who their ideal customer is, and if they've done a pretty solid profile of what the characteristics are of their best customers. And then it's those fundamentals we always talk about. It's kind of, are you working hard enough? Are you working smart? Are you organized? Do you have something of value to say? Are you confident? Do you feel good about yourself and feel good about your products and services? And really, and so kind of tied into that is, do you have a very solid understanding of the product knowledge necessary to be able to communicate effectively with prospects?
All right. So that's yours. Let's look at mine. Number one, I said, are you trying your hardest? And I like to put that first because one of the running themes that you and I have is diligence.
Yep.
Right? Never fail because of a lack of effort. We've said this before. Your failure is acceptable if you have tried your hardest. So the first thing, like a manager calls and says, "My rep really isn't working out." My first question is he or she really putting in the effort? Because if they are, I'm going to stand by them and I will never leave them, so long as they are trying their hardest. Because diligent people don't fail. Period.
This really requires a lot of honesty on your part too, and a lot of self-reflection. I think, to really say, am I goofing around on Facebook, even for a half an hour a day or something? That's not your hardest. This is really about committing to, my day starts at 8:30 and it ends at 5, and I work really, really hard that entire time.
Yeah. The second one is calling on your target market. Now, Kelly, we've done a whole webinar on this, and we define target market not just in terms of where, if the customer is a good fit for your company, but if the company is a good fit for you, if the personalities match, if the age group matches, if you're calling on your sweet spot, somebody that really, as soon as you get talking to them, you have one of those Malcolm Gladwell blink moments, and you say, "Yeah, this is a click." So next one up is calling on the target market. And then this one, and you mentioned this one, Kelly. You had, are you saying something of value? Where does the valuable statement come from, as if I didn't know?
Well, again, it's going beyond that simple connection of a person needing printing and you selling printing. This is about being a trusted advisor. This is about being somebody who solves problems. This is about somebody who can say, this is what I've done for other people, and I can help you too. So again, it really transcends that old model of working with procurement people and selling a commodity. This is about really being different and having, again, the basic thing to say is something of value to say that goes beyond just what is my price and how much is your price per thousand on postcards.
And this all has to be done within the scope of a process, gang. This isn't a one-time thing. You can have something really valuable to say, but if you only leave one voicemail message, that's not enough. So this is a part of a process that involves banging on the door from different angles. Maybe it's a phone call, but there's also an email. There's also a letter. There's also a postcard. There's also a flyby. There's lots of different ways to get in, and you have to have a step 1, step 2, step 3 process. And then, you know what, Kelly? You got to be diligent with it. And diligent meaning that this is something you got to stick with. You've got to be. It's one thing about trying your hardest, but if you've got a process and you're not following up on that process, it's all for naught. So trying your hardest at the beginning and the end of this process. Anything else, Kelly, you would think of? I've got one more thing, but anything else you would think of for a recipe for success?
Well, this is more of, I guess, kind of a mental and spiritual thing. We've talked about this before too, Bill. Sleep well, really smile, have a great attitude about your coworkers and about the products and services that you sell. And just generally, if you hold yourself and carry yourself in a way that believes in and envisions success, and you do all these other things, there really shouldn't be any reason that you wouldn't be successful.
Yeah, and I think my non sequitur here is faith. I think you've got to have faith that if you're doing this right, and again, if you're making a quality sales call, a well-researched quality sales call on the right target market within a prospecting process, and you're doing it diligently, then your success rate is going to be 100%. 100%. Okay, so there's your recipe for success. And I feel, Kelly and I both feel very strongly that this is the way to go. This is what's going to work for you, regardless of whether or not you try it today, tomorrow. If you call us a year from now, we're still going to say the same thing. So there you go. There's your recipe for success in staying cool in the hot, hot summertime. Kelly, thanks very much.
Thanks, Bill. Stay cool.
Yeah, I'm always cool, man. I ride a motorcycle. I'm very cool. All right, we'll talk to everybody next week. Got the next short attention span webinar. Thanks.